to you. Not anymore.
Not an option that's available to me? So say I leave right now, never come back. What happens?
I really wouldn't do that if I were you.
Agency.
And you see, you pointed out a good point, and we were talking about this when we were watching it. For this to be a secretive, elite organization,
A lot of people know about this organization.
a lot of people
They're not very secretive or in the shadows, because if you look left and right, agents are being killed. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the New Watchers on the Wall. And tonight we are talking about Talamasca, the Secret Order, episode 3.
Yeah, and they're giving us more information, but also still giving us a lot of questions.
And then also, Guy is still doing stupid things, even though he's supposed to be this genius slash spy slash clairvoyant. I don't know. There's a lot going on there, but let's go ahead and get started.
Into it.
Let's talk about Helen. Let's talk about Helen.
She is definitely a conflicted person, and we're starting to get a little bit more background on who she is. One of the things I guess is somewhat interesting about her is that she tries to have this aura of like supreme confidence. But in this episode, I think we were able to peel back some of those layers, because we see that at one point she was kind of like involved in the Talamascas as a child. I guess they used to do like experiments kind of to see if people had gifts and skill sets. But interestingly, she left early.
Well, she left early because, and like she said in the show, she probably didn't have anything that was special about her. But the funny thing is that she still gives the air of like, I think I still am special, right? So probably to me, her being in the Talamasca is her chasing something within the Talamasca, or chasing being special. But I have a feeling that she is just ordinary and not really, this extraordinary person that she might play herself out to be. Let's go back though. Did you want to say something?
I was going to ask you, because the other reveal that was kind of important, I think, was that she has a sister. And she left early, but her sister stayed back. And I guess we can somewhat insinuate that her sister actually had some viable skill sets that the Talamasca were actually interested in. Even with that being said, we heard her say something to the effect that she's looking for her sister still. But it makes me wonder, it seemed like a traumatic experience. Why do you think she's still interested in working with the Talamasca?
I don't know if it was a traumatic experience. I think it was more of she was taken. She did say that she was there for some years.
Yes.
But she seems like the type of personality who, even though she would be put in a place that was doing experiments on her and probably not being forthright with what they wanted, and her not having the abilities or talents that they were expecting her to have or wanting her to have, she still wanted to be part of the process because it made her feel special. And her being... It was interesting that they went ahead and separated the sisters. And also she said something interesting, that she wasn't really given a choice, or her parents weren't given a choice.
Didn't she say that her parents died? She said that her parents died in a car accident, right?
But they died while she was at the facility.
Oh, okay.
So she said that her parents weren't given a choice of whether or not that she would, be part of the... And so that kind of also makes me wonder, like, this organization, the Talamasca, and like we were discussing while we were watching the show during a commercial, the Talamasca is supposedly an organization that just watches. They don't get involved. They just watch and catalog. But it just seems to me like they must do more than watch and catalog, because all these different beings, or these entities like the witches, and they're very leery and don't really have anything positive to say about the Talamasca. Even the agents within the Talamasca don't like the Talamasca. So is it really the agency or what they have them doing, or is it the people running the agency?
And you see, you pointed out a good point, and we were talking about this when we were watching it. For this to be a secretive, elite organization,
A lot of people know about this organization.
a lot of people
They're not
know.
they're not very secretive or in the shadows, because if you look left and right, agents are being killed left and right.
And
Right.
that's what I was about to say too.
And I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but in season 2, we meet some Talamasca agents
In season 2 of what?
of Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, and they make insinuations like Asians really just be dying. Like they just really just kind of fall to the wayside. Like they drop like flies working in the Talamasca. If you're not immortal, then you are just like, your number's going to be up pretty soon, you know?
I I guess, but like I said, I'm new to this whole world. You got me into this because of Interview with the Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an Interview with the Vampire fan, you definitely got to check out our videos. People have been enjoying them. We're going to be shooting episode 5, maybe even tonight or whatever, but you're going to see that up this week. But I was expecting, I don't know, like I just was expecting like this super elite organization. And it seems like they're so conflicted from all different areas and viewpoints, and everybody has their own mission, so to speak.
And here's what I think is happening. I think this is what happens when you get people who don't have any particular talents
Yeah.
being head of organization that deals with people who have particular talents.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't watch the Mayfair Witches, which is another show that's part of the Anne Rice universe. And they have some people in the Talamasca at the New Orleans Mother House that deal with witches. And even at the Mother House in New Orleans, one of the agents that is over the Mother House there goes rogue. So it seems like every single, office at the Talamasca, somebody is going rogue.
Yeah. And they revealed that in this episode because one of the things I was curious about was how did this organization become compromised, right? And then this is when we were introduced to Jasper a tiny bit, but Jasper was probably one of the bigger reveals in this particular episode because we get a couple of things from Jasper. One of which is we see that he is turning people, right? And I asked you, because you know more about this world than me, I said, what is he turning them into? And you said what you don't know, but
I
what
don't
were your
know,
guesses?
because it's kind of confusing, because from what I know from the books is that how you turn a vampire is you drain them dry to the point where they are close, like on the edge of death, and then you feed them vampire blood. And then
Okay.
after they get the blood, their body goes through this process where your body dies. So think about what happens to your body when it dies. You retch, because you're getting rid of all of the stuff that's human bodily fluid. All your bodily fluids are being expelled, basically. And so when he was, sorry, you're drinking and eating, but like as the one of the people who worked for the Talamasca London House, he started, Jasper, I guess, drank from him very little, it looked, and gave him something to drink. I don't think it was water. I don't know. But he started retching black stuff, and then they put them in the grave, in like a shallow grave, basically, and started burying him. Now, another way to make a vampire is a revenant. A revenant is just a vampire who they made after they had fully died. So they're like zombie-ish. They're not zombies, but they're like zombie-ish. And you'll see that in episode 2 of Interview with the Vampire. But it's almost like, I don't know what he's creating. I don't know if it's a different thing. So it could either be one of the two. But from what I know about a vampire, that's not how you create a vampire in this universe. And then also the Revenant in this universe, he wasn't dead. So I'm kind of confused on what that dude is doing, what Jasper is trying to make.
Yeah. And I'm interested to find that out. But then I guess another big reveal with Jasper was the fact that he is looking for that book, right?
But we don't even know if it's an actual book. Everybody's just assuming that it's a book because it's a learned institution and they think everything is a book or a tome or something like that. So maybe it's not a book. Maybe it's a person. You know how they always say the Holy Grail is actually the descendant or a child of Jesus Christ
or something.
and it's not actually like an actual relic or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an actual person.
Okay.
So-
that's an interesting idea.
Or, you know, so I'm not, maybe Guy is the 725. I don't know. Maybe 725 is just a birthday, July 25th. Who knows? He's the new boy who lived, whatever. But I just think that it's just something. And then another interesting thing is that the Amsterdam house was burned down, right? I know we're talking
Yeah.
about Jasper, but like, who did that? Who burned down? And we saw that there was
and the room was locked.
right. They needed a special type of key where
Yeah.
you turned it at the same time, and it, you know, so Amsterdam is like the overall, the head, the top of the pyramid. What is going on to where they want? You know, I don't know if they're just trying to destabilize.
But I mean, but we saw Jasper. He's kind of taking stuff over because he was able to essentially, I don't want to say blackmail, but he's taking advantage of the fact that the leader of, I guess, the houses there, he has cancer, and he's been kind of trickling the cure or like helping them deal with it.
And he was fiending for it too.
Yeah, he needed that support. So he's, that's one of the reasons why this place is compromised. And I was curious to find that out because, we're only 3 episodes in, but I was like, how did this place get so unstable? You know what I'm saying? But now we kind of see, what's going on with that.
So Guy is being charged by Helen to get into the clutches of Jasper to join his mother house to find out what he's doing, what does he know about the 725. And it's really messed up because she is like, and we knew this was going to happen. She is putting him in the line of fire and not even caring. He was like, and she initially, remember their initial meeting, he's like, I get to leave when I want. Something smells bad, I'm going to leave. She tells him, no, that's not a good idea. Basically, you're not going anywhere. You can't go anywhere. So he's trapped. And he has been
Crazy.
He has been getting warnings like you don't want to deal with the Talamasca, and probably not because of what they are doing, but the people who are in charge.
Yeah, because it seems like everybody has an ulterior motive.
Everybody wants something.
Yes. Yeah, they're not really in it collectively for the greater good or the greater good of this organization.
Or for the sake of knowledge.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, everybody is on their own self-righteous mission, which is compromise this agency and this organization to a high level. Lastly, quickly, I want to talk about this before we kind of give our review and rating of this particular episode. Why did they keep mentioning the word use your training, do this, do this?
What training?
Bro, this man has not been trained.
There's no training because he went to a live crime scene. Not a live, they're not there, but he went to a crime scene.
Touching
no gloves, no hairnet, nothing to keep your DNA from any touching. He's going in the house, he's touching everything and just leaving all kinds of traces of God knows what around for this officer with the fuck ass bob to come after him. And and then the crazy part is the Talamasca sees everything. Helen says your tracks are covered, Guy. Obviously not, because the cops can see the CT cameras and that he's walking around. Unless that's part of the plan, this operation is just on some bullshit. I mean, it's just
like he just keep following people,
following people, and he's just
behind people.
For somebody who's so smart, he is really acting very dumb. You know what we need? We need more black people in this show. Because none of this would be happening if there were more black agents in this show.
Get some real. You crazy.
You need somebody black from Brixton or something. You need a good old bruv to pull you back, guy, and be like, yo,
Bruh,
we're
ain't
not
thinking
doing
clearly.
this. You're not thinking clearly, bruv. I have a really bad English accent.
Yeah.
But
My man, he
doesn't
definitely-
he needs some friends.
Yeah,
And I think Olive is going to be that friend for him.
You talking about the one that kissed him in the club?
That
Yeah.
licked all on that lady's neck.
Yeah.
That we didn't get to see in the threesome.
Doing this damn threesome. But to wrap this video up, what did we say was the thing for this one? We said eyeballs the last one, but I don't know about eyeballs. If you watching the video, what should be our category when we rate this show? I'm trying to think. It might have to continue to. I don't like eyeballs. What
I
else
don't
could it
like
be?
eyeballs either. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Guy wears draws?
Candace, come on now. We're not talking about that on this show.
Okay. Well, I was going to say,
if you want to know what she's talking about,
how
guys.
many draws do you give this episode?
Nah, I don't like, because that's going to confuse the people. I'm going to say we either got to go with eyes, we got to, witches, I don't know. What's... We're gonna
None
go
of this is how many?
We're going to go with eyeballs again. For
How many
the
mother
second listen.
houses? How many mistakes that guy has made? How many oopsies do you get? I don't know.
I know, right?
I don't know.
Let's go with eyeballs out of 5. for
Let's
this
just
one.
go with
Then we're gonna
eyeballs.
think harder next time.
But I give this episode a 4. I was
4 out of 5 eyeballs.
Yeah, I was thoroughly entertained. I was dragged in with what was going on with the interactions between Helen and Guy, and seeing more of her secretly dastardly personality. Learning about the witches' coven was kind of interesting. How they all know that Guy. Everybody knows when Guy is trying to read their mind. That's a problem.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, damn, everybody.
And then also we got to see more of Jasper, which I find Jasper as a really good big bad. He's very interesting. He told Guy, "You're not going anywhere."
You know why? I don't know why my mind is messed up when I hear the word Jasper. I think about Jasper from.
Oh, Jasper back here?
Where's he's going right now?
He's right there. He's looking at us.
They can't see him on camera.
Jasper!
We gotta connect him back on his body. Jasper from the show From.
Yeah, our son. I don't know what he did to Jasper. I'm not gonna assume, but here's Jasper.
Jasper's in the house. But with me, I would give it. I'm still gonna be lenient. I'm gonna give it a 4 because they were expanding more. We got a chance to see Jasper.
We got 3 more episodes left, 3 or 4.
That's it?
I think so.
Dang. So we got a chance to see Jasper. We got a chance to see the witches and kind of like what their little community looks like. We learned a lot about Helen and her background, so to speak. And I think it's moving along. Now, my one complaint, is that this and we talked about a little bit, this organization does not seem to be super secretive or top of the line.
They got all this money and all these resources, but resources and money be damned.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But we're enjoying the show. We're rocking along with it. What are your thoughts about the show, guys?
Please
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
comment. Please let us know what you think. We love interacting with you in the comments and answering back or just interacting, period. So please follow us on Instagram. We're on TikTok as well. New Watchers on the Wall. And thank you guys for sticking with us. Peace.